Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am working again in my December project. I think I'm just going to do one card for this story with the mug because like I said, my project is getting a little thick and I'm only halfway through the month. So we're going to use this photo, this top 4x6 card. It will be story 16. Let's see what I can do. All right, so you would think, since I'm just doing basically a 4x6 card for my story today, that I would not struggle and it would be easy to just slap some things down on the page and make it happen. But there were moments where I just couldn't figure out what the heck I wanted to do. I am going to leave all of this great Christmas stuff over here on the left-hand side so you can kind of peek at what I'm working with. I know yesterday on Whiny Wednesday, we talked about how messy the area was, and I really needed to go through and kind of organize the Christmas crap. And I mean Christmas crap in the nicest way possible, just so that I could really tell what I had and what I still wanted to use in my album, especially since I'm halfway through now and the project still has lots of things that need to happen. Now I am going to go ahead and emboss the edges of this Christmas tree paper, and I'm going to do it with Gilded from Brutus Monroe. I have embossed edges of cards and papers throughout basically the entire album so far, just randomly. And it's something that I really like the look of. I don't know if I really do it in my regular albums, but it has happened in the December projects quite frequently. Maybe I need to make that happen in my regular albums too. So I'm not really concerned with how neat it is. I actually prefer the embossing to be a little bit messy and have little speckled dots around the edges. I just really love the look of it. And plus I get to emboss, and you guys know how much I do love embossing. It's magical. And yes, I am holding my heat gun very close to the paper, and I know I don't have to hold it that close to the paper, but you know what? It's just the way I do it. It's just the way that works for me, and I'll probably continue doing it that way and, you know, forever. So there it is. Now I've got to figure out how in the world I am going to fit everything on this one 4x6 card. I need to make sure that my story number is on here. This will be story 16. I need to make sure I have a place to actually write, and then I need to make sure that I have a place for my photo. Now, in my December project, if you guys have been with me throughout the years, you will know that sometimes I just make pretty Christmassy bits for my December project. Not every card has a story, and not every number has a story with it. Sometimes it's just pretty stuff. It's just Christmas decorations. And that is not what is happening here, but I want to make sure that I do have the Christmas decorations. So I decided to emboss the whipped cream on top of the cup, and I dipped it in multiple times in my icicle embossing powder. It is an ultra fine embossing powder, and it is gorgeous. And now I was a doofus and put my sweatshirt on top of my newly embossed whipped cream, and I got you know, it wasn't fully dry. It wasn't fully hardened yet, so I got a little bit of sweatshirt fuzz and texture in there, so I had to take that off. So now I throw my number on there right on top of the cup, and now I'm trying to figure out what in the world I'm going to do to get this photo and a place for journaling. I'm thinking about this in my head. It's like, am I going to journal directly onto the Christmas tree paper? Am I going to bring something in? Am I going to bring vellum in? Is it going to be some sort of other kind of paper? Like, what am I doing here? And I really have no clue. So I'm going to go over to my pile on the left, because believe you me, guys, it is a pile. But the good thing about this pile is I document Christmas in my December project, and I also document it in our family albums. The December project is more like the little stories or the little things that I think about for Christmas all the time, or something that specifically happened at that day. And sometimes I scrapbook the same photos in the family album and in the December project album. So I'm not worried about all the product that's still there. It's not going to be like, oh crap, I haven't used all this scrapbooking product yet. What in the world am I going to do? No, it's going to go in the regular album. So I have this lined card right here that I had cut off of something else that I didn't use. I just used some ink to ink red around the edges. I did use Close to My Heart Candy Apple. And then I grabbed the Christmas wreath stencil from Scrapping Reflections, and I'm going to grab another Close to My Heart ink, this time in New England Ivy, and I'm going to ink over it. Now, I am not really paying attention to what I'm doing, and I end up bending up the stencil a little bit, and that's okay. It's fine. So I have a little bit of extra green on there than I normally would, but I'm going to cover that up with my photo so you won't even see it. So instead of my photo going the original way I planned it, just flipping it over to cover up that little bit. Now I do decide to map my photo on this black and red plaid paper, just so it has that ever so slight touch of the black color on it, because that is another color that is prominent throughout the entire album so far. I'm going to overlap these two little guys together and figure out where my mug is going to go, and then figure out exactly how I want this to lay out. So I have it so that it's pretty much mostly contained within the Christmas tree paper. I'm going to go ahead and get that down across there, and I'm going to start my journaling. First, I'm going to add in some of these little green enamel dots, and I do change up the position of them a little bit. I have them kind of going up the left-hand side, and ultimately I decide that I need to have them kind of more down here where the decoration is. So I change that up just ever so slightly, and then I start journaling with my Muji pen, and wouldn't you know it, it literally runs out of ink after I start writing. I barely get 2 words on the paper before it happens. But luckily, I have another Muji pen, and I have a lot more Muji pens. I got some for Christmas under the Christmas tree. And I'm just going to just jot down a couple little lines about my mug. It's my favorite Christmas mug. It says, "What the Elf?" And I use it all year long. It's not like an only a Christmas mug, but sometimes it just fits the day perfectly when you have a chaotic day at Christmas time, right? Like, it's like, what the elf? So there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me as I'm working through my December project, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.